All right. Hello, everybody out there. This is
Carlitobabys.
give the folks a little bit of background for me.
Little background on little. Sorry, man. Getting over a little from last week. It ain't no COVID.
Nah, that's how it is. They're calling on the tech.
No, it's been killing. Little background about myself, man. I don't know. Repping the Port, man. Born and raised here.
Got you.
Rapper, producer, DJ, promoter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shoot, got the clothing line. I don't know, man. A myriad of different things.
I mean, that's a pretty good start.
Just try to beat, man. Water.
Man, you made a great statement right there. So I got one obligatory question. Are you a fan of music?
Oh yeah, super fan.
So, what can you say helped develop you being a fan? Like, do you know what sparked it, where it came from, anything?
Man, as long as I can remember, I always been in love with music, man. It's like old pictures dating back to when I was 2 years old, carrying like a 4-5 record in each hand. You know what I'm saying? My mom said I couldn't go anywhere without carrying a record in each hand.
Wow.
When I was since I was young. And I, as a kid, I just used to sit under the record player and just chill, just zone out.
Oh man,
all the time, man. From through most of my childhood.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what did you come from a musical household?
My parents were definitely like church involved, man. So it was a lot of going to church. So I would hear music there. I would hear music at home, and of course from the records and everything. So I can say I was surrounded by a lot of music. My dad used to be an old singing group. My mom, my grandmother, she's actually in the Civil Rights Museum.
Oh wow!
She used to be in a singing group back in the day. Man, I'm about to mess up the name right now. I cannot. Grandma, don't kill me. But trust me, she's in the Civil Rights Museum with her group.
That's awesome.
My uncle, R.I.P. He had his own band, so he always used to come through to the studio too and play around and everything. We had a connection through that as well. And my dad, he always loved music and was involved in it from like the technical side, engineering side, and everything. So coming up. I remember my first intro to like I actually started producing and making beats before I got into rap. I was like 10 years old.
Oh
yeah, probably like 9, 10 years old, man. I took this like Casio keyboard. I wanted a sampler, so I took this.
Those Casio keyboards.
Yeah, I took this old Casio and made it into a sampler. It had it was like one of the earliest sampling joints. So I would try to remember how I would take a headphone of the part I want, put it close to the because it was like a vocal set. Like you press a button, you speak into it, but I would take music. I would take the headphone piece, put it close to the speaker, press record from that, and build beats.
I get
from
it.
There, like early in the game. Then I moved on to like other equipment and everything too.
That's next level ingenuity, yo. That's the when I heard about stop looping on tapes that they were doing back in the day.
I was doing that too.
Next level, yo. I didn't know. I didn't.
Oh yeah. I was doing back with the cassette tapes. Man, I'm giving my age right now. Cassette tapes before the CDs, man. Of course, the stop looping and to create beats back then. What I would have to do, I didn't have all the high tech equipment then when I was younger, so I figured out a way to record on one tape. I would get a loop on one tape, and then play from that tape, put another tape in there, record, and put the next piece on, and go back and forth like that.
Man, the making it do what it do days, boy.
It was fun.
Can you name any specific artists or songs that you got from the house, like got from your parents that they listened to crazy or something like that?
It was more so stuff that I kind of discovered on my own, man. Of course, huge Stevie Wonder fanatic. Stevie Wonder.
Do you have a favorite album by him?
My favorite album by Stevie. Man, it always switches up between Fulfilling His First Finale, Innervision, Songs in the Key of Life. I don't know. It Talking Book. It changes up depending on my mood, man. Those albums carry me through like different parts of my childhood.
Oh, very true, yo. Because
Marvin Gaye, I just admired his introspectiveness. Especially that period of Marvin Gaye that probably was in like the mid 70s. Every album was like autobiographical somehow. Yeah. Like whatever was going on with his life at the time. Yeah, it was in whatever album he put out.
Ooh, and you have one that you played out like an album from back in the day.
Oh my God! Marvin Gaye, probably like one of my favorites. Of course, definitely Hear My Dear. The interested in dopeness about Hear My Dear. I don't think nobody else has created an album like it. It deals with him and his wife is going through a divorce. He Wow. She was asking for alimony, so the album was like Hear My Dear. This is your alimony, right?
Oh wow!
So and throughout the album, he went through the entire course of their relationship from the beginning when they met, when everything was all love, to turmoil, to them splitting up, and him finding somebody new. Yeah, man, it's a dope project.
So I got a huge side note on the Marvin Gaye subject. Mm-hmm. Do you know about him and Tammy Terrell issues?
I don't know if they had issues. I know the issues that Tammy Terrell had with lead singer of the Temptations.
I don't know. Like the little stories I heard was like the dude, like I guess her man was taking their relationship of how their music was and everything, was taking it personal and taking it to heart.
He was beating on her.
And he was beating on her, and they say that's one of the things that led Marvin Gaye down that road. He took it to heart when all that stuff, when she died.
Yep.
Crazy sad story, because they made great music.
Oh, they did. You know, and then his I guess around that period the drug usage increased, everything like that. You know, and unfortunately, we all know what happened. The situation with his pops.
Very sad. Did you is there any song that you could say, or like album that you slept on and got put back on from those great artists like that, or something that you just
album that I slept on and probably got put back on to? Man, I gotta think. I gotta think hard. Like something I went back and felt more in my adult life.
Me, it was Ready to Die. Yeah, not to push you forward or in that direction. For me, one of them was Ready to Die.
Oh well, I don't know. Ready to Die hit me from the jump. That was like I was from the as soon as Big said on the first song, bro, my mama got cancer in her breast. Don't ask me why I motherfucking stressed. Oh shit, like the passion he had. I was like, oh, he about to go crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. And like track selection, everything was like damn near perfect.
It's a beautiful album. When I was younger, I was so closed-minded. I couldn't feel. I was like, damn, every other line is my gun, my gun, my gun. But then I grew up.
It wasn't. It's where he was at.
And that's why I said I grew up, because I understood he's not living on the south side of Savannah. Yeah. He's not it's not 2004. It's not 2010. This is 1991, 1990 Brooklyn, when crack is crack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he was so I mean, you can hear the frustration in his tone in a lot of those songs, like the hungry bit. That's the difference between Life at I'm Ready to Die like life after death.
Very
I
true.
think the hunger in his tone kind of got, naturally so. He looking good, he get money. But the hunger in his tone and a lot of from Machine Gun Funk, he was rapping like his life depended on it.
He 100% was, yo. And that's the great thing about when, like, with first albums, especially back then, how they meant so much to an artist, and it was all that bottled up behind it, yo. That was real hard. Real hard. It
was like, you gotta work or like back to the streets and man, like,
yes.
C Gutter took a charge for him.
Yes, yo.
So I mean, it was just it was a lot. He had no choice, but to him, that's where he was.
Man. Okay, gotcha. So coming up into the rap, since I brought up rap, I'll move it forward. Are there any, let's say, strictly old school rap? Because I haven't ventured too far into the boom bap era, but from that era, who can you say stands out as some of your favorite pioneers?
Man, some of my favorite pioneers, definitely Ice Cube. I was heavy on I was heavy at Cube, Scarface, of course, the boy face. But man, Cube was just so like influential at the time, man. Even like I tell people all the time, like without Ice Cube, you wouldn't have a Pop, you wouldn't have a Biggie. It was
That's
like,
very true.
Yeah, super true. That first the first Pac album, Tupacalypse Now, was like heavily influenced by America's Most and Death Certificate. Like you can go back and listen and of course Biggie was influenced by Cube and Pac. we all know that. But
especially since they were peers. You know how that goes. Definitely peers.
Mm-hmm. Styles were different. They had different approaches, but the influence was definitely there, man. But man, shoot, Death Certificate. I still go back and listen to that album to this day. Mm-hmm. It's so that album right there is probably like if you want a dissertation on the black man in America from just different sides of the black male in America, Death Certificate is the album.
I'm gonna have to look in. I haven't stopped the Jam Cube yet.
Yeah. The Death Certificate is definitely that album. Let me see who else. Of course, Kane.
Mm-hmm. Big day.
Early Kane, early LL. Just especially Kane. Kane was like one of the first with like a technical type style.
Yeah.
The tech, like the way he put words together and everything, and LL for just the tenacity and just like the early LL tenacity, and just trying to like rip niggas' necks off.
Yeah, because he was coming through stomping, yo.
Oh yeah, he wasn't playing with niggas.
And that's that's the difference between like when they look at who they became and who they were originally.
Yeah,
as in. I remember somebody said, like on the Boondocks, when they had Riley say it about Ice Cube, he was like, I used to dream he would come in there and kill my whole family. He's like, the guy who makes family movies? But I slide back to the point to say, because that's what I loved about that era when I actually looked into the boom bap era or the original pioneers. You find so much more than what you thought it was of just that square 1 to the 2, 2 to the 3. No,
it's history.
Yes,
beyond all that, it's like you go back to Schoolie D. That's like one of the original pioneers of like gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? Like PSK. What does it? PSK was a gang.
Hey, and that's funny because that's what they were snapping about. Also, they was like. If you look into the original names, Curtis Blow, like LL Cool J wanted to call himself J Ski. I can't remember some of the, but that's what I love, doing my research, digging in the crates, finding and understanding.
I mean, hip hop came from the street, so it was definitely immersed in street culture. And they got a lot of their influence from it. Even how they dress, their influence was from Dope Boys. You know, it was like around the time Dope Boys was kind of like looking down on rappers, you know, because they were making more money at the time. You're like, hey, they out there for that. They rapping about my life. They out here looking like me.
Yeah, you're speaking the real. Mm-hmm. So to switch it up a little bit, you listen to all genres of music?
All genres, everything. Damn near, yeah.
So what's some of the, like, what was something that you jammed unexpectedly and it just blew your mind and became like one of your solid classics?
Man, I would say probably early on, man, albums from Todd Rundgren. He was hell of a producer, songwriter, just I don't know, man. His shit was just dope to me.
I've never heard that name.
Todd Rundgren, Kate Bush, of course. Kate Bush was just from musicality to visual style. Like her videos was just out of here. Of course, rock wise, man. I like Nirvana, Soundgarden. Korn. I told you, man. I will listen to like everything. I find inspiration everywhere. Coming up, like still, I still listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to reach and expand in all directions.
Oh yeah.
Is there anyone that you don't favor or that you heard and was like, nah, I can't? So,
it's kind of difficult to say because as a DJ, from my DJ side, you have to find something in play. You have to find something to like in everything. It's like when people you have to figure out the why. It's like everything has its place. I used to look at stuff and be like, oh, that's whack, that's trash, whatever. Yeah. But in DJing, everything has its like purpose and everything has an audience now.
Yes, of course.
So I don't know. It's kind of hard to call like most things whack.
That's a great answer.
But it's I don't know. It's probably like the majority of the shit I wouldn't listen to on my personal time. I can still appreciate it for what it's being made for.
Exactly. Yeah, I get that. Mm-hmm. I respect that to the fullest. Yeah. Got you. So. Is there any albums that you revisit? Well, I know there's got to be, but what are some of the albums that you revisit, like you say yearly, or that you got to listen to from time to time, that are your staples?
I told you, definitely Death Certificate. Nas, it was written. I'm one of them. I love Illmatic too, but I'm like, man, I kind of fuck with it was written
Can we discuss that for 2 seconds?
A bit more than Illmatic.
Can we discuss that for 2
seconds? We can.
I am more of a fan of Stillmatic than I am Illmatic.
Stillmatic was just not on that level to me, man. And I hate that the Source gave it like 5. Source gave it 5 mics just to pacify him because they gave Jay-Z 5 mics for Blueprint. This album has Braveheart Party on it, first of all, bro. Garbage. I'm just being, and it has a few other like lackluster songs. Like, it has some strong songs, but it has a few lackluster songs on it. It's not a 5 mic album.
I can agree with you.
They gave him that to pacify him, so they wouldn't look like they taking sides. I was like, as soon as he got, I was like, ain't no fucking way. I was like, bro, this shit got Braveheart Party on it.
Yeah, boy. Nah, but for me, I think it was more of an emotional attachment because that was the first album I really heard from Nas, and then also
I got you.
Coming out and being of that era when he dropped that One Mic and Ether, and then for me to hear the the intro, that Blood of a Slave intro for me, like it hit home
so
really
you put
hard.
Stillmatic over Illmatic?
Because for me though, the reason why I say it is I didn't have that attachment to Illmatic because it was just given to me and it was like, oh, listen to this.
You got to go back, bro. Like lyrically, Illmatic is still probably like light years ahead of his time, bro. Like the shit he was writing about and like saying in it.
See, one of the reasons I believe, like, I think that they don't discuss, I think they might have said recently, outside of the fact that Illmatic is raw. It's Nas, it's raw, you know what I mean? But
and it's a damn near perfect. I know people say it's perfect. It's a damn near perfect album. The only song I didn't like was or I ain't gonna say didn't like, but just I don't know, that's kind of skippable is that's the one time for your mind, one time. Okay, whatever. One time for your mind. Yeah, that song kind of that song is kind of skippable. Skip my hand be like itching to hit the skip button. Damn. Every time I hear that one.
Why does It Was Written hit so hard for you though?
It Was Written is just, I don't know, it's and I remember at the time when it came out, some people at first, the people who was expecting like a Illmatic Part 2, they was considering Nas a sellout. They was like, he talking about this mafioso and getting money and blah, say blah, and this is the big Willie Don and all this, but it's a polished, solid album, and every song he's like lyrically just going at next. The beats, the production is on point. Like
Hate Me Now was from It Was Written.
No, Hate Me Now was on I Am.
Oh, okay. My bad, then.
Hate Me Now was on I Am. Damn. But It Was Written is just like song for song for song. You just let it go.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
And it was so many like quotables, man. That was like, man, it was just so many quotables on that shit. He was getting like nasty on that shit, like throughout the whole album, bro. He wasn't playing because he was at the time everybody was kind of, this was after at the time it was kind of that race to the crown, to the king of New York type thing. Biggie his surface. He was at odds with Biggie, low key.
Yeah, I remember
low key. Biggie was coming up. Jay-Z was new, but he didn't consider Jay-Z as a threat or a competitor at that point. But that wasn't until like Big died. But it was pretty much a race to the top between like race to the king between him and Biggie. But that album there was like, yo. Yeah, all the way, bro. He did it. He did his job.
So to go forward with it, are there any other ones that you like? I remember you said that.
Oh, did I go back? Yeah,
it was that. Written.
Man, I go back to of course the Purple Tape. I go back to that Purple Tape all the time. I go back to shoot. Ghost. I go back to Ghostface, Iron Man, and shit, what you call it, bro? My brain is always on mid frequency at the end of the day.
Understandable, yo.
Shit. I mean, people know. What else I go back to? I mean, I go back to Ready to Die.
Gotcha.
I go back to of course UGK, but I pick like different songs that I fuck with. I go back to Scarface, My Balls and My Word. Few more other albums. I go back to Cass.
That's what's up.
Outkast, man. Constantly, I was riding, bumping Cass the other week, man.
I had to, man. I had
the first 3 albums always. Yeah, I go back to Goody, first album.
Being that you from Georgia, raised in Savannah, because we are in Savannah for those who don't know. Do you have any Georgia, like who was some of your Georgia classics? I know Outkast, but I'm saying like what's some of your like when you like put on, if you was to say some Georgia shit, what would you tell the people is some Georgia shit?
Course Cass. Pastor Troy.
Very
Pastor
much so.
Troy, definitely, man. Jeezy, T.I.
Good choices.
Yeah, Jeezy, T.I. I'm trying, man, Flodge, of course, man. I know people try to look at Flodge as a regional artist, man, but he Georgia to me, man. I told this man to his face, and I even like say it now, bro. I'm like, he was ready to take off. Like the world would have known his name, bro.
Oh yeah, he was there.
Yeah, if he was given a few more years, he was there, man. Flodge was a rapping ass, probably like one of the most rapping ass niggas I ever knew. Mm-hmm. Personally, man. It's like I remember he really loved this shit, man, and he would like rap his ass off with that freestyle and like don't stop. I remember one time we were rapping around me. I had done fell asleep for a bit. Woke up, he's still going.
Dang.
Yeah.
Love. That's
but I know eventually Flodge probably would have been on the level of maybe a Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact, bro. Because because that same tenacity Lil Wayne got where he like loved to like rap and just put out volumes of material, Flodge would have been right there. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
Because when you look at his track record, all that came out when he was young. Mm-hmm. All of that shit came out when he was young.
Can you imagine him years down the line with a bit more maturity and everything too?
Come on, man. Yeah. That's like, come on, man. It would have been what it was supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
It would have been what it was supposed to be. Speaking on rap, do you have a favorite era of rap or one that you favor more than the others?
My favorite era of rap probably would be between like 96 and probably between like I'm gonna say 94. Probably between 94, that 10-year between 94 and like the early 2000s.
Why do you have a different?
I don't know, man. I just got as a rapper coming up then, man, it was just a lot to be influenced about, man, and like, and around that time, it wasn't anybody picking up saying like, oh, I want to be a rapper, because they saw that it wasn't easy. Now, you know what I'm saying, with the group of, you know what I'm saying, with the groups of talent,
microwave generation,
it's just anybody feel they can like pick up and do it. Back then, it was like people looked at it as like, oh, you really gotta have a skill, you really gotta have a talent, you gotta have that Janazi Qua for it.
Wow.
And I think that's because the game had gatekeepers. You know,
very true.
Yeah. So only the most talented really got in there. You know, you had a few that weren't as, but even the ones who weren't as back then are like light years beyond a lot of these motherfuckers.
Man. So are there anybody nowadays like that's fresh out or that's brand new that's on your radar real heavy or hard that you're feeling or that you
man. Anybody on my radar right now, man? Who am I listening to? I listen, of course. Well, he ain't new. Of course, like Freddie Gibbs.
I'm hard on that one.
Benny. Of course. Shit, who else I fuck with, man? Oh my God. Well, shoot, the boy IDK album he just put out was crazy. That shit was phenomenal. Tyler, man, respect to Tyler, the creator. He been putting out phenomenal work, man, and every album has showed immense growth. I fuck with Kodak heavy. A lot of people I love Kodak. I love 21.
I love the song Nas and 21 dropped when they
I love
the song that Kodak Black and
man, Kodak been killing shit, man.
Kodak Black got the song Silent Hill with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That blew me away, and I love that.
That verse was the highlight of the whole album.
Oh wow, yeah.
That verse is the highlight of the whole album.
Yeah, man, that shit really. I was happy to hear that. That's what I'm about.
It's It's a lot. I told you, this is my afternoon brain.
Oh, no,
if it was earlier, I'm like, if I was fresh off the coffee, I'd be sharper. But it's a lot of dope. I can't even say that you know how some way it'd be like, oh man, all this shit gone. You can't even really say that no more, man. It's a lot of dope talent out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you go hunting for it, you'll find so much.
You ain't even gotta hunt too much, man.
Nah, it ain't hard to find now. It ain't hard.
It's a lot of dope shit that's out here, man. Like salute to this generation.
Yeah.
It's like they doing it. You know, even though it's some garbage. But some of it, but for the most part, man, it's a lot of dope artists out there as well too.
Got you. On a different tip, man. Have you been to any concerts? Any memorable concerts? And if so, what's one of your favorites?
I'm trying to think. My most favorite memorable concert. And I ain't been to one of them. Well, yeah, I've been to some concerts more. My most memorable though. Well, I went to the Goody Mob reunion show in Atlanta.
Wow.
Probably about like 10 years ago. But that was a dope ass show.
I could see that.
That was a dope ass show. That probably being what else, man? I've been to a few more shows. I don't know, man. Afternoon brain, man.
Is there anybody you would want to see?
Anybody I would go crazy to see right now. If the boy D'Angelo picked up and did a tour, I would definitely want to see that. I gotta see Stevie Wonder before he died.
Oh wow, yeah, that's.
I gotta see Stevie. I regret not seeing Prince.
Oh
before
wow,
he passed away, man. I regret that all the way. But if I could see, probably Stevie, D'Angelo. Trying to think of anybody. Ain't no rappers. Definitely not no rappers. I'm crazy about seeing for a concert like that. Let me see who else, man. Who else would I?
Is it just rap itself, or is it just? Wow.
No, it just I really don't be pressed to go to rap concerts.
I could get that.
I don't really be pressed to go to rap concerts, man. Probably like oh yeah, I seen the Roots before. Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy dope.
Wow.
Yeah, I seen the Roots before. Yeah. Roots is, but I don't really be pressed the old I really don't be pressed to go to rap concerts.
Damn.
Like that. I just don't. I don't get hype. I don't get hype to see rappers.
I could feel that deeply.
Yeah.
My next, that kind of threw me off when you dropped that last one, but that's a good opinion though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you seen the Tiny Desk series? You saw it?
Oh yeah. I watched it.
Which one can you say have put you on a new artist? Have you seen any of those that really blew your mind?
The best Tiny Desk I've seen.
Because they have some wild ones, show.
Yeah, they have some dope ones.
Like Anderson .Paak is the one that put me on him.
Anderson. Oh man, another one I want to see in Kate Trinata.
Oh wow.
Anderson .Paak. Yeah. I would definitely see the boy Anderson .Paak. Yeah. Yeah. He's just with showmanship and he's a musician, man.
Got you.
But the boy Kate Trinata is just a vibe. Yeah.
I don't think I heard of him yet.
Man, he's more of a producer. But Thundercat too.
Oh, Thundercat, yeah, his was raw.
Thundercat,
his was raw, yo. That's what put
Thundercat
me
be awesome.
he's filthy, yo. He's filthy.
Slept on too bad.
But you see, that's where I was going. That led me to my next question. Being that you are schooled in the game and you know about it a little bit in depth, do you have any favorite producers or anybody that you love their sound? Anything of that nature?
Oh yeah. In terms of all time favorite producers, of course. I mean, of course, Dilla, Q-Tip,
Rest in peace to Dilla.
Organized Noise in their heyday.
Man,
Tony Draper, man. Tony Draper out of Suave House.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shit he was doing back then. Man, you got to give it up to Manny Fresh. Manny. Of course, Pharrell, man. Pharrell being like probably like one of my favorite producers ever, man.
That's good.
Like Pharrell. You know, of course, Kanye. Gotta give it up to the boy Ye too. Ye. But Pharrell definitely being like probably like one of my favorite producers.
Do you have any of his songs or like an era of his music that solidified that for you, or do you just?
The thing is, man, he's really managed to like stay consistent through every era. Like even the shit he put out now, he's.
I'm finding out he's like when like I forgot what song it was. Hit Different. I know that's like a couple years old now. But when I went online and found out that was by him, and then it was something else he did recently. I know it was something he did recently that I'm fucking with. But all of it, the fact that
I'm talking about you can go to like every decade, bro. Pharrell gonna have his thumbprint somewhere
right there.
Rather like R&B, rap. Everything, man. Pharrell, Neptunes.
The Neptunes. Yeah.
Neptunes, but Pharrell as a producer too. But just like Q-Tip. Q-Tip is a Q-Tip hella fire producer, man. You go back to them Tribe albums and they was that shit was like very, very like between my production style, I was always like I used to study. I would study Tribe beats and Outkast beats because they were kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I would study those production styles to a T.
Different sides of the same scale or the same.
Because Outkast was inspired by Tribe.
Well, I get it.
Yeah, it was heavily inspired by Tribe.
Yeah, and then all the live instruments, and then of course when you talk about Q-Tip and Tribe sampling all the jazz instrumentations and things of that nature.
Like the shit they was doing with man, they made me, the shit they was doing made me go back and like love jazz. I was one of them kids that would like buy an album, read all the credits and everything, see who produced, where the sample came from, everything, and go and buy those records.
Wow.
Go and listen and like buy those records and go into a musical like rabbit hole.
I'm with that. I can't say that I was around in the credit area, but man, like that's one of the greatest things that I've found is a reward from digging in the crates so hard. Is being like when you go through those lists of songs and like it samples all through it, and you be like, "Oh wow!" Like like the DMX song featuring Faith Evans, "I Miss You."
How's it going down?
No, "I Miss You." It's on the Great Depression now.
Oh, I got you.
It's the one about his grandma.
The other collab they did together.
Yes,
I got you.
It's like I realized whoever created that beat took a 2-second sample from the very first note that plays at this one's on like a George Benson song, and like they just looped it and manipulated it through the whole song.
Turned it into their own instrument.
Yes, and that's mind blowing. So when you get into those samples, man, you'll find a lot. It's a whole nother wealth of knowledge. You get what I'm saying? You know? Do you have any favorite samples that you think the ones that blew your mind? Like, oh my God, that's because Curtis Mayfield.
Curtis Mayfield has some stuff, man. Definitely. I don't know, man. I would listen to that stuff more for vibes, like Roy Ayers. Especially the Ramp album. He did the Ramp project. He did Roy Ayers' musical project, man. Just the whole album just vibes. Oh my God, man! R.I.P. to man. I cannot think of I can't think of his name, but man, the song "Sun Goddess." Which, oh my God, boy, my afternoon brain. Boy.
I slipped into Santana, man. That was a
Santana was heavy. Yeah. I got some Santana records, man. But yeah.
Yes, I had got on Transcendence and from Moonflower, that song, but from Moonflower, and then I went and got like 2 or 3 more. And then I had to stop and listen to the album with Maria on it. I can't remember that name, but
yeah, Bob James.
Oh, yes.
Bob
I got
James,
a couple of hits.
Like
he's a saxophonist, right?
Piano.
Oh, wow.
Bob James, bro, especially like Nautilus. I remember I was obsessed with that record back in the day. Used to freestyle to it a lot too. Nautilus. It's so many different hip hop samples in that one composition. It goes from the doo 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 and to like doo 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 doo. It's just so many different. Bob James was fucking man.
But you know what though? That's one of the greatest parts about music is the playback in our heads.
Yeah.
The points in life when you're doing something and the music plays to exit the moment.
Facts. Big facts. Yes, sir, man. It's like certain shit I hear. And Ramsey Lewis was the artist I was thinking about. I knew.
Wow.
Come compute later. R.I.P. Ramsey Lewis, but Ramsey Lewis had a lot of dope shit.
All right, coming up. You're a DJ. You said you're a producer. You're a rapper. Who was one of the most talented individuals you've ever met face to face?
Like locally or just
period. The one that you got to meet face to face.
Most talented individual. I mean, I met T.I. before. I remember we both opened up for the Eric Onassis album release party back when he was going by TIP.
Wow.
Who else? Let me see. T.I. I met Kanye once.
Whoa.
when he came down to Savannah, that joker head was huge, boy. In person. That's why I realized, like, damn, this nigga head huge. They had Kanye at the Frozen back in the day, boy. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny? Me and the homies was at Frozen when Future performed for one of the first. I'm talking about like everybody standing around looking stupid. Yep. He on the stage smoking after they outlawed and everybody looking dumb. And like now Future ain't coming nowhere near this.
Well, he'll come in the Inmark. They run that bag. They run that bag.
Shoot, them $100 tickets.
But Savannah had plenty of it. And salute the Trina, she just came out. I remember she came to Frozen back in the day.
Yes.
Somebody threw a bottle at her. On stage, bro. They was
the war zone. Yeah.
Like they had her performing in the Frozen, bro. And niggas was like throwing money trying to get her to strip. Somebody threw a bottle at her. Shit was crazy. Shit used to be crazy down here, man.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Damn, boy. Damn. Man. Okay. We're coming to a head soon. I don't know where we at in time, but give me a great recommendation. Give me, just drop one of your favorites. I don't do exact favorites, but drop some homework on us, man. Give us something to listen to. What's a great recommendation for you?
Recommendation in terms of
music, just something great to listen to.
Man, go back and listen to Souls of Mischief. The 93 to Infinity album, man. Them boys was, and keep in mind, man, them cats was like probably 18, 19 at the time. Just super headed. Go back and listen to Mobb Deep the Infamous. Yeah, that's another album. I go back and listen to Mobb Deep the Infamous, bro.
I need to. Just on a personal note, because I was listening a little bit just to peep, because I love like digging off from all angles. Like I'll just stop at random and be like, "Oh, Joe, you never listened to Big Sean. I mean, you've never listened to Mobb Deep." So I start digging. You know what I mean? So I step back because I heard some shit. I was like, "Oh, this Mobb Deep? What?
It's gonna take you there."
Good call out, show. Good call out.
I'm trying to. Go back and listen to the first. Well, go back and listen to Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory, Midnight Marauders.
That's a good check too.
Up?
I guarantee you that's probably a really good call. Oh, well, we're coming to a head now. So thank you for your time. Let the people know where to find you though, man.
You can, man, find me on IG, man. Carlitobabys, one word. And you can get all the happenings going on.
Yes. Yep. So thank you for your time, brother. I hate to end it so abrupt, but that was an awesome combo.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all for listening to Signature Views. Peace.
Let's go.